If Sue Bird were still tearing it up in the WNBA, there's one team and one player she'd want to avoid at all costs come playoff time: the Indiana Fever and their unstoppable rookie sensation, Caitlin Clark. Bird, a 4-time WNBA champion and 13-time All-Star, just dropped a massive warning to the entire league on her podcast, A Touch More with Megan Rapinoe. She's seen it all, and when she says Caitlin Clark is a playoff threat, you better believe it.
And now we're just going to go to my quick little segment of which teams would I not want to see in the playoffs. And that's where you brought up the Fever. I think what I've learned in my WNBA experience is pace of play trumps physicality, it trumps size, it can trump experience, because a lot of times when you're experienced, it's really like code word for your veteran, which is code word for your old.
Slow the pace.
Yeah. 2018 and 2020, the years we won, that was our whole mantra, was pace, 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 pace. And what I see in Caitlin, what I see in Kelsey Mitchell, they're just like ramming it down people's throats. And it's really hard. It can have your head spinning.
Bird can't stop raving about Clark's incredible rookie season, and here's the kicker. She doesn't see this dominance fading anytime soon. Clark is just getting started, and the rest of the league should be on high alert.
So yeah, as I mentioned, Kelsey Mitchell's balling, Caitlin continuing to impress, and she's going to break records nonstop for the next couple years. Yeah. It's just going to be a constant record break.
Yeah.
Sue Bird isn't just hyping up Caitlin Clark. She's sending out a challenge to the entire WNBA. Bird is convinced that Clark is only going to get better, but here's the twist. She says the rest of the league better level up too, or they'll get left in the dust.
The only thing I find most interesting is at the start of the season, everybody had their panties in a twist over Caitlin getting picked up full court and Caitlin being denied. And I think what I'm not surprised by is naturally during a WNBA season, teams and players, you start to get a little tired. You're kind of in like the doldrums of the every day or every other day is a game. And it's hard to keep that discipline to guard a player like that. So I'm not surprised it dropped off. But what do you know? She's no longer getting picked up full court in the ways that we like teased Ari McDonald. But what you're seeing is Caitlin now is able to push the ball up the floor. She's able to hit those get-ahead passes.
Yeah.
And so I won't be surprised if as the season gets later into like playoff runs, if you start to see teams do more, and you're definitely going to see it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But everybody, that's why you had to pick Caitlin up full court. Yeah. This is why.
The
numbers she's putting up now, like, this is why.
And now she broke the record.
Yeah, everyone was like mad about it. I was like, I don't get it. That would be like, I don't even know what it would be like. It'd be like letting Kevin Durant shoot pull-ups all day. It's like, no.
Can't do it, y'all.
Yeah, I just, yeah.
She's
I don't
also
know why
like
I
figuring it out and settling in.
She's definitely figuring it out.
Clark is already making waves, recently smashing the WNBA's rookie assists record. Bird believes the secret to Clark's mid-season surge is her ability to adapt quickly to the league's physicality and outsmart her opponents. She's not just surviving, she's thriving. And if she keeps this up, the rest of the WNBA is in for a serious wake-up call.
It's like, no.
Can't do it, y'all.
Yeah, I just, yeah.
She's also like figuring it out and settling in.
She's definitely figuring it out.
Got a little rest.
Oh, another thing, by the way, I never thought Caitlin wasn't strong. That was actually something I noticed in college. Like, she had a strength about her. Will she get stronger and will that help her? Yeah. I think it was more just getting used to the hits and the physicality and like what refs are going to call, what they're not going to call. And you've seen her adjust in that way too. Like, she got blocked pretty bad by Ezzy, took a little bit of a splat. And like, yeah, I'm sure she was a little pissed, but she kind of got up, took the lick and got back.
Yeah.
You know, whereas earlier in the season, I think it would have impacted her a little bit more. So
just get used to it.
She's definitely getting used to it, which is, you know, trouble for everybody else. That's why I don't want to see her.
Now, when a legend like Sue Bird, whose career spanned from 2002 to 2022 with countless accolades, speaks, the entire women's basketball community listens.
My favorite part of the All-Star game is watching some of those ridiculous passes, just beautiful looks.
And you just know when the ball gets in Sue Bird's hand, she will find the open player.
She
she just has an awareness of where everyone is on the court that gets better and better and better every year.
Her take is gold, and it's clear she believes that Caitlin Clark is a force to be reckoned with. Following Bird's statement, the Indiana Fever responded to the league legend, sending their input on the highlights of Sue Bird's quote. "It's about pace," said the Indiana Fever's official social media admin. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark just secured her first Player of the Week award, a likely precursor to many more accolades in her career as the #1 draft pick. Since the April draft, which attracted 2.4 million viewers, the most in history, Clark's rookie season has been nothing short of spectacular. She has shattered records, including becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double and setting the mark for most assists, 19, in a single game. In 2 recent victories, both by more than 10 points, a feat the Fever hadn't achieved all season. Clark has scored at least 20 points in 6 of her last 7 games. She is averaging 23.7 points on 47% shooting from the field and 11.7 assists over that span. Caitlin Clark is currently averaging 17.8 points and 8.3 assists per game, leading all rookies in both categories while leading the WNBA as a whole in average assists. Bird's caution about facing them in the playoffs is well-founded.
She's played terrific defense as well. Here's Clark off a screen, gets a look, and hits.
But then on the offensive end, I mean, that's a great contest by Carrington. She goes over the screen.
Probing, drags out Nelson Adota. Clark will fire and hit the 3. Caitlin Clark with her 3rd 3 of the night as her parents celebrate. Just no space. Connecticut everywhere. Here's Clark with Banham guarding her. Clark gets bumped, will take, and hit from 3. Clark up to 18 points.
It is Caitlin Clark able to clear for Indiana.
Caitlin coming off that 20-point performance right here, handling the physicality of Benijah Laney, with which Caitlin Clark handles right here. She crosses sides of the floor, she gets her hips and shoulders past Laney, and she leans. 2 for 1.
Clark bounce pass. There's Boston.
The Fever are in a prime position to make their first postseason appearance since 2016, and much of that has to do with the success around their offense with Caitlin Clark and the group.
Take a look here at a career first.
Just step back, going right, I may add. It's usually step back, going left.
That's where one guard is just a lot stronger than the other because of her experience and maturity.
Nice look from Clark, and Smith lays it home. So you have 2 assists and a bucket on the first 3 possessions.
We have seen Caitlin Clark play, showing what made her such
Of that run to the finals before the Liberty fell to the Aces in 4 games. Clark connects on a 3.
Caitlin Clark here gets the switch on the screen, smaller. Just for that reason, they're too deadly from behind the arc.
An 11-0 run for New York. Clark, she got another. Second 3 of the quarter for Caitlin Clark.
He's in the history of the league. You might want to get out Caitlin. Wow, that was a really good, as Lainey Hamilton has been to Caitlin Clark all night tonight.
Are you talking about my high school experience? Clark connects on a deep 3. Going back and forth.
The young one here, Caitlin Clark, just dancing with the basketball, going to her left, stepping into it.
Here's Clark. Trying to wheel into some space, gives it up. Back Benley lays it in. 4th assist for Clark. Katie Lou Samuelson can't hit the long 2. Stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet! A Brooklyn logo bomb from Caitlin Clark.